Gentlemen, Thursday night hoops at Cowles Stadium in Tauihi, Christchurch. It is the Cowles Mainland Pouākai and the Tokomanawa Queens Sky Broadband Rapid League to kick us off. The Pouākai, of course, are the inaugural Rapid League champions, Tessa, irrespective of what happens this evening. But intriguing already just to have a look at the strategy here for both of these two teams. Of course, the Pouākai in desperate need of points, whether it's 1 point in Rapid League and then 3 points later this evening in Tauihi to make the final four. They're running out two imports, Kennedy Leonard and Natalie Burden, and the Tokomanawa Queens are going, hang on, if that's good enough for you, that's good enough for us. And they're going to roll out Kristlyn Carr and, well, just as good as most of the imports in the league, and Stella Beck as well. Yeah, absolutely. They've decided to really ramp it up. They want that extra point. They want to end top of the ladder and take over the Kahu. So why not try to get those extra points? Well, there is the ladder as things stand as we enter the final round. The Kahu there on top on 26 points. The Queens on 22. Interestingly, too, the Queens and the Kahu meet each other in the Queens final game. The Hoiho also guaranteed, but there's still seedings to play for. The Phi, 1 foot in the final four, you'd have to say, after that big win here in Christchurch on Sunday over the Pouākai, but there still is a mathematical chance for the Mainland Pouākai, but they must win, well, they have to win Tauihi to get back in front of the Phi, and they really need to keep their foot on the gas here in Rapid League as well. Absolutely, they want to get as many points as possible. The Tokomanawa Queens, of course, the defending champions of Tauihi, very much there in the mix once more, and there is their starting five for this Rapid League clash. Kenny, Carr, Beck, Sopoanga and Purcell, coached by Tanya Tupu. But I should mention too, where it says Kenny, I believe that's a maiden name for Latava Whippy, so we'll refer to it by her married name going forward, I think, Tessa. But what do you make of it? Obviously, we touched on it there in the start, but do you like what they've done in terms of, this is the first time this season the Queens are running an import in Rapid League? Yeah, I think I like that they've used Rapid League as what it was kind of intended for, as a development league, and to get the younger ones playing. I like that they've, for the most part, haven't played an import, as you said, until tonight, but then I like that they've gone and looked and seen the Pouākai playing an import and thought, well, we want to win it too, so we'll do you one better. It's certainly going to be a discussion point, if not already, but as we move into the end of the season and into the next season. Of course, this is, well, world first innovation, really, Rapid League, to give players who would normally occupy the bench, not get much of a run in 5-on-5, an opportunity. However, given it's got meaningful contribution in terms of points to the overall ladder, we've seen the Pouākai and the Kahu in particular run imports throughout. Absolutely. And really it's kept things live for this final round as we take a look at the Cowles Mainland Pouākai starting five. Natalie Burton and Kennedy Leonard, the two imports. Lauren Hippolyte, Ezra McGoldrick and Subasa Nisbet. They're coached by Josh Thompson. He's just back on that discussion as we move. You know, how have you found it overall? And I guess, as you said, different teams have used different strategies, and there'll certainly be some talking points as we move into next year around, hey, do we have imports in Rapid League going forward? Yeah, well, as you were saying, it's been so important for the team, especially for Pouākai. I mean, you look at last season, the Hoiho didn't win many Tauihi games, and we knew from about, I don't know, halfway through the season that they were not going to be in the top four, and the top four was completely solidified. This season, Mainland Pouākai have struggled, we've seen, in the Tauihi League, but with this Rapid League, they're still in it, and they still have a chance tonight to get through. So it's made it a way more exciting league all over, having the insertion of Rapid League. And you don't know what you don't know until you try it, and sure, once the fans give a bit more feedback and enter Justin Nelson's DMs in particular. I'm sure there will be a discussion point at season's end. Here is the head-to-head, and as you can see, the Pouākai 10-1. Right out on top, and the Queens actually are second in Rapid League with a 7-3 record. And just looking back at the previous meetings between these two teams in Rapid League, 1 point separating them on both occasions. It was Pouākai 33, Queens 32 last time out. Pouākai 29, Queens 28 the time before. The refereeing crew, Matthew Bathurst, Regan Ashley and Taylor Lynch this evening. It is Tirara Roa Sopoanga as well, starting, just for clarification. Sister Naomi on the bench. Got a prediction, Tessa?
Oh, I don't know. I think this is going to be a good one. This might be one of the best games of the season, I reckon.
Certainly an added star power with Chrislyn Carr, Kennedy Leonard, two of our leading point guards in the GJ Gardner Homes Tauihi Aotearoa in season 2. Not to mention Stella Beck, Tall Fern, and Natalie Burden, who's won the tip there at former Australian Opal. And plenty to look out for, and it's the Pouākai who will start things off. Ezra McGoldrick gives the ball away there, and the Queens are off and running through Carr. There's Kenny.
Oh, unlucky.
Just hangs on the rim there. That is really going to throw me. Kenny on the singlet. Whippy on the box score. Ooh. What do you reckon, Tessa?
Kenny.
We'll go with Kenny.
Yeah.
Okay. Pouākai with it through to Shubasa Nisbet. Sopoanga in front. Good defence. Comes off the foot of Kalani Purcell. You were saying, Tessa, the Tokomanawa Queens have no excuses apparently in training ever since Kalani's rejoined the team, and rightly so.
Yeah, I was talking to Coach Tanya Tupu, and she said that these days, ever since Kalani joined the team, the girls just cannot complain a single bit, because they're not a mother to a 3-month-old getting no sleep and still performing and showing up to practice. So no excuses for them.
100%. First bucket of the evening goes to Natalie Burton of the Pouākai. Now whistle from referee Bathurst off the ball. And it's going to go on Sopoanga. Leonard will inbound. The delay, however.
I wonder what's going on.
Just under a minute played. Just clarifying something on scorer's bench. Certainly 2-0. Burton has the 2 points, and she has the ball. Dishes it to Kennedy Leonard. Haven't seen much of Kennedy Leonard in the Rapid League. Tried to connect there with Hippolyte on the far side. Well intervened by Kenny. Queens will tie things up or go ahead. Carr. Purcell. Here's Stella Beck now. 5 on the shot clock. Kenny pulls up from 20 feet. Long rebound. Burton swaps it to Nisbet. Hippolyte. Quick release.
Oh, good rebound.
Natalie Burden doubles her tally. Pouākai up to a 4-point lead midway through this first quarter. Remember on Sunday, Tessa, you were trying to remember if you'd gone up against Natalie Burden at one stage.
Yeah,
New Zealand versus Australia. What have you made of her addition so far from for the Mainland Pouākai late in the season as Kenny knocks down a 3.
She's definitely some much-needed height that is losing Natasha Mack. They needed some height to come in, and she's long, she's good at getting rebounds, she's good inside, she can finish. So she's definitely been a positive for them.
Turnover by the Pouākai, and quick 3 from Carr. Chrislyn Carr.
You just cannot leave her open at all.
Averaging 21.5 points a game in Tauihi, 4th in the league. It's going to be last touched by McGoldrick and the Pouākai as Chrislyn Carr checks out, as does Kalani Purcell and Naomi Sopoanga and Paris Mason into the ball game for the Queens. Take a look at the GJ Gardner-Holmes replay, and looks like Michaela Cowling on Sunday. It's just a easy, quick release,
Beautiful
very smooth.
Shot.
Here's Naomi Sopoanga. Kenny Mason. Oh, nice bounce pass through to driving Beck, but D there by Hippolyte. Have to kick it out. Here's Mason now with 5 seconds on the shot clock, and Burton in front. Good D here by the Pouākai. We're going to run out of time here, and just got it off in time.
Just beats the buzzer. That was such good defense by the Pouākai, but way to get that off.
No reward there for the Pouākai. They've done it all for 23.5 of the 24 seconds. And they find themselves in a little bit of a hole here in uncharted territory in the Sky Broadband Rapid League, down 4. 30 seconds to go in the first quarter. So Leonard now gets it to McGoldrick. Fakes on the 3. Kicks it out to Hippolyte. Just a little short on that one. And there's a touch there by Burden on the contest, so it'll go the way of the Queens. Subs in for the Pouākai, Millie Knight. Natalie Burden takes a rest. Still all Pouākai points by Natalie Burden as Kenny just takes it coast to coast. No one picked her up, and Kendall Hedemaier had to
swipe at it.
Last-ditch attempt.
Absolutely coast to coast.
Just got the jump on Lauren Hippolyte. Downhill. Latava Kenny can't make the first. But can make the second. So a 9-4 ball game. Shot clock is off. What can the Pouākai produce here? Can Leonard create something? Hippolyte. That was online. And McGoldrick calls for the ball being out of bounds before time expired, but the referees disagree. So it's the Tokomanawa Queens. Bit of a low-scoring first quarter, Tessa. Defense is trumped offense.
Yeah, very low scoring, especially for the likes of Pouākai and Queens in Rapid League. They're averaging, you know, Pouākai's averaging upwards of 30 plus 35-ish points a game in Rapid League. And they scored the first 4 points and then did nothing.
Yeah, just 5 attempts as well. So 2 from 2 for Natalie Burden, but those 2 missed threes from Hippolyte and a attempt down low from McGoldrick. You usually see that attempt much closer to 10 in the first quarter. Conversely, for the Tokomanawa Queens, they're shooting at 3 from 7. 2 from 3 from deep. And they've got themselves to the TAB stripe as well. So I think the main messages will be there. Coach Josh Thompson, as we take a look there at the Pouākai huddle.
Yeah, I think he'll just want them to be more aggressive. They're usually the aggressor when they step out on the Rapid League floor, and they just have, you know, looked a little bit hesitant this game. So just need to be more aggressive, attack the hoop, get some layups.
It's those imports.
Yeah.
Throw on the flow slightly. As Carr pulls up from the elbow.
Ooh.
Far away. Bit of a collision there between Hiramaya and
Good hustle.
Sopoanga. And Hiramaya keeps the ball in play. Leonard hopefully finds to Hippolyte to Hiramaya. He's been troubled by a shoulder injury for a fair chunk of the season, Kendall Hiramaya, but strong on the drive there and earns herself a trip to the TAB strike. It's the right shoulder too, Tessa, which I imagine as a right-hander, even that motion there must...
That's not ideal at all.
Makes them both though. And the TAB cuts the Queen's lead to 3. Kenny brings it up. Oh, lovely pass. Threaded the needle, but just couldn't get on the end of it. However, there's been a touch from the Pouākai, Hiramaya. That pass.
That was nice.
How did you get it through there? Sopoanga now in the corner. Mason, Carr. A lot of the offense going through Latava Kenny. Good hands there, McGoldrick. Can the Pouākai capitalise on the other end? Leonard, Hiramaya. Also in a foul on Sopoanga. Quite been able to get to that early shot that we have seen quite a lot in Rapid League from the Pouākai. Queens have done well to hustle back on D and stop the flow.
Yeah, definitely. The Pouākai love a fast break in Rapid League, and I think with the addition of Chrislyn Carr and the Queens are also quite a fast, zippy team. Pouākai just haven't been able to...
Oh, real confusion there. Queens is certain it's a backcourt violation. It wouldn't have been, of course, if there was a touch. However, after a wee committee meeting there and a slight chuckle, it's agreed that it was a backcourt violation. And I was just having flashbacks of Sunday there, Tessa, when the Pouākai had an inbound from the sideline, went to no one. It has been a little wrinkle in their game that, for whatever reason, haven't been able to address. Leonard taking those inbound passes. Purcell weighs up her options. Natalie Burden back in the game for the Pouākai.
Oh, lovely pass. Kalani is a great passer. I think that's one of the things that she's quite underrated within her game. She can pass and she has great vision, so that was a beautiful pass.
Yeah, a couple of lovely bounce passes early. Love to see it.
A lot of bounce passes. You don't usually see them a whole lot.
Paris Mason adds 2 for the Queens. Hesitant from Leonard, eventually pulls up from 3. You've got to wonder why she's hesitant with a shot like that.
She can shoot. I want her to shoot more, to be honest, especially in the Tauihi game.
Why don't you tell her during the break between Rapid League and Tauihi?
Yeah.
I know you had 15 assists the other day, and that was amazing, a record, but
I want you to shoot
yourself.
More too.
The replay there. Bucket won't count, so Pouākai with an opportunity here to tie things up or go ahead, but a moving screen. Oh, a push in the back, excuse me, on Burton. Not happy with the call.
No, she doesn't think she touched her. She said about 5 times.
Pouākai have done well to work their way back. Just a bucket in it.
Still another very low-scoring quarter so far.
Carr.
And there we go.
Doesn't mind a 3. Chrislyn Carr. It's Burden. trying to get round Purcell. Good
Nice
recovery.
hands.
And it's last come off the foot of Burden. So that is an excellent defensive play there by Kalani Purcell. Five-point lead for the Queens. Look at that handle, Chrislyn Carr. Time running out here, though, for the Queens. Going to have to do something. Kalani Purcell follows up her own rebound. That's a killer for the Pouākai. There's Carr again. Oh. That's 3 now for Chrislyn Carr. She's up to 9 points.
If you're the Pouākai, that just destroys you. You play great defense for 24 seconds and then let them get the offensive rebound, and from that, they got a three-pointer.
Not really a noted three-point shooting team either. It's a nice finish there by Hippolyte. Cut it to 6. No more for the interior work, but what a spin! Oh, but McGoldrick,
oh my goodness,
the help D.
Oh my God!
Back-to-back swats. The Queens still have it, and then earn themselves a foul.
Oh my gosh!
What a possession!
Ezra did everything she could to not let them score just then. Here we go. Great move.
Spin.
Beautiful block. Comes back again. Oh, see ya. And then just gets the foul. Someone gets the foul there.
And that is why Ezra McGoldrick is up for most improved player in this league.
I think that play alone, she should be Defensive Player of the Year. She should be nominated for that.
Pressure here. Full court by the Queens, but Nisbet hits the deck and there's a foul on Beck. Just a slight differential between game and shot clock here to close the half. And the Queens have done very well to hold Pouākai, as you said, Tessa. Usually average around 35, 36 points a game. They're on 11. 24 seconds to go as the home team call a Sky City player timeout.
Just a minute ago, the Pouākai were only 2 down and they had possession. They could have equaled it up, and then they just let the Queens get on that run again, and they just, you know, they've had their chances to equal it up and just haven't done well in this quarter either. 4
offensive rebounds to 1 as well in favour of the visitors. Has had a big say as Hippolyte sends it, likes it. Needed that one, the Pouākai. Hippolyte up to 5 points, leading the scoring for the home team with that 3. Beck, Purcell, spin, it's online, just a little flat. Hit the front iron, and that'll do it for the first half. 18 points to 14 in favour of the Tokomanawa Queens, and Chrislyn Carr's at half the points for the visitors, all from deep. She's 3 from 3 from 3. Try to say that 10 times fast. 3 from 5 from the floor. So, if anything, she just keep putting it up.
Threes. Might as well.
Just on the point around the Queens. It's the least amount of threes of any team in the league, and obviously for a large part of the season they had Maya Dodson and they were going to the interior, whereas the Pouākai, I know this is Rapid League in Tauihi, the stats are slightly different, but they lead the league in three-point shooting percentage and right up there in terms of attempts per game as well. So interesting to see how prolific the Queens have been when they're not a noted three-point team. I know by and large it's really just been a one-woman act, but it'll be interesting if that extends through. So I imagine when the Pouākai were doing the scout, they probably weren't thinking too much along those lines.
No, definitely, especially with Chrislyn Carr being a late addition to the Rapid League game, you wouldn't have really been scouting it at all. But I think the biggest thing is they have 7 second chance points And that's the ball game right there. They're only down. The Queens are only up by 4, and they have, and 7 of those points are from second chance. As you said, those 4 offensive rebounds. You can't let them get offensive rebounds.
Yeah, and it's split among 4 players too for the Queens. It's not one big doing the damage down low. Of course, that's what these teams are playing for, a place in the Final Four, September 9 and 10 in Porirua, just a little over a week away. The Queens will definitely be there. So too the Kahu and the Hoiho. And then, well, we could know for sure after tonight's game if it'll be the Whai or if the Pouākai will continue to give themselves a mathematical possibility at sneaking up there and getting a trip to Porirua.
Yep, they need every point they can get.
Rebound there from Stella Beck. Kenny back to Beck. Carr again. Thought she was going to release.
Yeah, I wanted her to.
It's good awareness there by Kennedy Leonard, but Pouākai couldn't stop that. Spin move from Purcell. Here's Hippolyte. Jeremiah. Will she let it go from 3? Close out there from Beck. 3 on the shot clock. Needed to put that up. Hippolyte tried to connect with Burden. And it's a turnover. Here come the Queens. Beck thought about it.
Oh, Stella just couldn't finish that.
Missed opportunity there from the Queens. And Sebastian Nisbet was certain that was going to be on her. She was already protesting.
She was arguing with the ref.
Turns out it was on Stella Beck and the Queens.
Oh, bless her.
Leonard, there's that shot. Oh, in and out. Kennedy Leonard and now Kristen Carr the other way. Did it all but the finish.
That was a lovely move.
Now Leonard wide open. Finds Hippolyte. And she's caught light
Shoot.
from 3. Lauren Hippolyte now with 8 points, including a couple of trays. And it's a 3-point ball game. Oh, lovely find. Sopoanga.
Oh, lovely.
Purcell with the finish. Jeremiah 3 doesn't fall in the corner. Eventually tidied up by Beck. Just can't get on a run here, the Pouākai, can they? Oh, lovely find again. Purcell to Kenny. That barely shook the net, that one, from Latava Kenny.
Gosh, their 3-point shooting.
I think that's 5 from 6 now, just the one miss. Jeremiah, though.
Answers right back.
Gets to her spot.
Oh.
Right idea. It's the wrong execution from Purcell. You're right, though. Her passing is just very on point
great
up until that
vision,
one.
Yeah,
has that vision, as you mentioned. Can bring it back to within a bucket here. The Pouākai had gone down by 8 just a moment ago before that Jeremiah 3. McGoldrick let it fly now.
Oh, with a hand in her face.
All-round game on display of Ezra McGoldrick. Couple of blocks and 3. Leaves Beck open though in the corner. Risky move, and then Stella Beck. Isn't that the most Stella Beck play you've seen? Tidies up, gets her own rebound. Well, the Queens can't make them pay, and the Pouākai, all of a sudden, might put themselves in front. Here they do!
Oh, my goodness.
Kendall Hiramoya, what shoulder injury?
What a deep 3, too. Wow. And just like that, they're in the lead.
They were down by 8. And fouls on Kennedy Leonard, but it's been the three-point shooting of the Mainland Pouākai. Hippolyte and Hiramoya in particular. McGoldrick getting in on the act as well. Kennedy Leonard, multiple threats rather from deep. Beck looks to drive, almost gets the roll, and she will earn herself a trip to the TAB to shoot 2. I mentioned in the pre-game, last 2 times, these two teams played rapidly, decided by a point in it with 4.8 to go in the third.
Yep, looking like it's going to be another close one.
As Beck ties it up. Makes them both. The Pouākai need to go here. Leonard. Good work there, Stella Beck. Race back after those free throws and a block in the corner. There's still 0.4 of a second on the clock.
It's catch and shoot only.
Surely they use the height advantage of Natalie Burden in some way here. No, they go to McGoldrick. So that was the play. But it is a 1-point game. The Queens, they led by 4 at half-time. It's been cut to a point. Both teams, it felt like, got into some offensive rhythm in that third quarter. Yep,
definitely, especially the Pouākai. The Queens had already had a bit of rhythm, but the Pouākai was struggling a bit the first half with offense, and they really found their groove with their three-point shooting in particular in that quarter.
Yeah, the Pouākai were 2 from 5 in the first half, and then in that third quarter, and 3 from 7. So it was really a concerted effort to just put the threes up.
Yeah.
That three-point clip for the Queens is just maintained throughout. 5 from 8. Kenny and Carr, perfect from deep. 3 from 3 and 2 from 2, respectively. Just the Pouākai know they need to get all points available. A maximum of 4 would be ideal. They need the Tauihi win to stay alive in this competition. And these singular points they've picked out throughout the course of the season could come in super handy. They could steal a spot, if you will, Tessa, to use a dad joke, as that Sal's NBL steal combo promotion comes across your screen. Valid until Wednesday.
Have you been doing many dad jokes now that you're a dad?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not to say that I was still doing them a lot prior to Theo being born, but they've certainly probably ramped up a touch. Yep.
Yeah.
Slip a wee pun in there if I can.
Love that.
Carr just takes it to the cup. I guess now Tessa, after we've seen the three-point shooting of Carr, she was allowed the opportunity there to just blow right past. I'm worried about that three-point shot. Speaking of being worried about that three-point shot, gee, that wasn't far away from Hiramoya. Burden tidies up. Second chance opportunity for the Pouākai, and a trip to the TAB awaits the former Aussie Opal. The crowd starting to come through the doors after Thursday at work here at Cowles Stadium in Christchurch. The last time we'll be here in season 2023.
Yeah,
Tessa.
Sad.
Burden makes the second. And plenty of highlights throughout the course of Sal's NBL and GJ Gardner-Holmes' Tauihi. I suppose next time we're here, we're raising a banner for the Canterbury Rams. That'll be exciting.
Yeah, didn't think about that.
Around April next year. It'll be a popular night in Garden City, no doubt about that.
Do they get rings? Surely.
I don't actually know. They
Surely
should.
get some rings.
Mason's hit the deck. It's going to be Pouākai possession, though. So on Mason, the foul.
Yeah. I didn't actually see what she did there. I just saw her hit the deck.
Yeah, so did I. I was just waiting for clarification, but it was on her. Pouākai now with a chance to either tie things up or go ahead with a three. It's Hiramaya. She's been busy. Oh, what a move. Just can't get the finish. Just need a bit of English on that attempt. Beck tidies up. Mason to Kenny.
Another bounce pass.
I think it's intentional because it's been prevalent just the whole way through.
The Queens
They're
must...
noticing the arms up and there's more
Queens
opportunities.
Must practice the bounce pass.
Well, I know Paris Lokotui isn't here, but they do have a couple of pretty handy netballers who do, and Paris Mason as well. They go with the bounce pass every now and then.
Yeah, maybe they've rubbed up on them.
We need a box score for the bounce pass.
We do. I'd say.
Can Mike Lacey stand that up in smart time? Here come the Pouākai. A couple of stops here, but they haven't been able to make them pay so far, the home team, and that's great defence there in Paris Mason. You could see what she was trying to do, fire it into the shins of Natalie Burton. Ended up missing, and it worked out okay for the Queens, because here they come now on the other end. Kenny straight to the cup. Fair bit of contact there. And a trip to the TAB for Latava Kenny. Convert, turnover from Paris Mason. Kenny's got 7 points. Second top scorer after Chrislyn Carr. Make that 8. Makes them both. Latava Kenny, 4-point ball game. And the Pouākai, they were on 27 at three-quarter time. So yet to add to their account in the fourth quarter. Needs something to go. Nice find from Burden. Oh, what a pass out the back there from Leonard. There's Nisbet, and there's the Queens player there. Of course, it's Stella Beck. Hit the deck.
Wow, what a pass.
It is a jump ball that'll go the way of the Pouākai. Yeah, gone 2 minutes now without a bucket. Is that about to change? No, not yet, but they do grab an offensive rebound as Nisbet tries her luck. It's dried up for the Pouākai. We've spoken about lapses all season. This is one of them, as that ball was about to join me in the commentary position. Kenny hauled it in. And now Mason with it. 8 on the shot clock. Beck puts her head down, gets away to the basket, and a 3-point opportunity here for Stella Beck. That hurts the Pouākai's prospects. And the Pouākai have gone straight back to Kendall Hiramaya, who's really had a big influence on this game. Joint top scorer with Lauren Hippolyte. Beck misses the free throw, but gets it back. Where's the box out?
That was reminiscent of the Tall Lakes game.
Great ball movement there, but the 3 offline from Beck. Pouākai need a bucket. Instead, they get a turnover. Remain scoreless in this fourth quarter.
My goodness. Very low scoring quarter.
Yeah, the Queens are on 28, so we've got ourselves a 5-0 fourth quarter so far. As what handle from Chrislyn Card is doing it all herself. And she's up to 13 points. And the Pouākai have called timeout. I sense they feel the writing might be on the wall here, but they're going to give it a red hot crack. Their 2 imports, Leonard and Burton remain in the ball game with 51 seconds remaining, staring at an 8-point deficit.
They have to go quick here if they want to do something, and they really need these points.
Leonard, strong D there by Kristlyn Carr, the battle of the 2 point guards. Hippolyte knows they need to get going. Can't connect on that 3, tied it up by Beck. Good hands by McGoldrick, but Stella Beck recovers. And once again, just fights and grimaces her way to the cup and earns herself a trip to the TAB. This will, I think, do it. If not already. What a fourth quarter. What a weird fourth quarter. What's going on?
I don't know. They just... I honestly don't know. We just couldn't score.
Splits the free throws and no box out again.
No way, and they get another rebound.
Well, those O-boards was noticeable in the third quarter. They're up to 7 now, the Queens. Pouākai have got a few since last check, and they've got 4 now, but converting them, it feels like it's been, well, obviously it's been an issue in the fourth.
Yeah.
Sopoaga makes the first. Aotearoa Sopoaga, and makes the second too. 11-0 in this fourth quarter. It's taken the air out of Cowles Stadium. Will just be the second defeat for the Sal's Mainland Pouākai in Rapid League. They are going to end up Rapid League champions, but they very well might rue this loss. It's another turnover, just goes straight through the hands of McGoldrick. They need every point available, and they're not going to get one here. Yeah.
It's like a car crash. I just don't want to look at it at the moment.
So the Pouākai are
set. And a technical foul on Kendall Hiramaya.
Okay.
Well, I think she breached the line, so you're not allowed, when they're inbounding it, you're not allowed to go over the line. I think that's what ref Matt Bathurst was explaining to her, and that's an automatic technical.
So free throw and then possession for the Queens. We're in a fourth quarter clinic here. And they met fire with fire when the Pouākai named 2 imports in Tauihi. They said, we're going to get Kristlyn Carr out here. She's dropped 14 points. The shot clock is off. Hiramaya, a game within a game here. Mason in the corner, put the icing on the cake, and they do it. Paris Mason with the exclamation point.
Wow.
42-27. The Pouākai score 0 points in the fourth quarter. A 14-0 fourth quarter for the Queens, who add 1 point to their tally. They're determined to take top spot. The Pouākai now, well, they knew they had to win in Tauihi to keep their season alive. Now Tauihi only puts them, a win in Tauihi, excuse me, would only put them 2 points clear of the fight. Of course, have games to play too. Huge result. Oh, but shell-shocked here, including you, Tessa.
I'm speechless. I don't even know what to say. That was...
Yeah. Certainly a surprise. Perhaps not the result, given the Queens have had some success in the Rapid League. 7 wins from 10. Make that 8 wins from 11. However, Pouākai, they're Rapid League champions. And that's just their second defeat to round out the season. Let's go to Tessa. She's got Stella Beck.
All right, Stella, what what a win. Pouākai, they're the champs of the Rapid League, but you guys came out here and wanted to win it. How do you feel after that?
Yeah, it's good. I mean, Pouākai obviously have had a really strong season with the Rapid League especially, and they put out a really good team, and they always do, and it was a challenge, but I think we played together, did our thing, you know. It's just the way it goes.
And how have you liked the insertion of Rapid League this year? You've played in a few games. How have you felt with it?
I think it's an interesting concept. I think it's something that we certainly have had to adjust to as players, especially at the start of the game. It's kind of a little bit messy for us. We don't really, we've had to figure it out. But it's a good opportunity for players and the teams that have played it correctly and, you know, got their bench players really good minutes and showcase what they can do. I think that's been really good.
All right, good luck for the next game.
Thank you.
Thoughts there of Stella Beck with Tessa. We'll take a break here on Sky Sport. Coming up in around 15 minutes. GJ Gardner Holmes, Tauihi Aotearoa. It's the Mainland Pouākai who must win to keep their slim chances of qualifying for the Final Four alive. In about 15 minutes time, they're hosting the Tokomanawa Queens.
12 minutes to go.
Just do one of everything.
Welcome into Cowles Stadium in Christchurch on a Thursday night for the final time actually in season 2023 at Cowles Stadium. It is the recruitment network Mainland Pouākai in desperation mode against the Tokomanawa Queens. Nick Bewley here for the play-by-play call for this one. Tessa Boagni alongside Tessa. We've just seen the Queens beat the Pouākai in Rapid League. That has permutations for the Queens as they try and get to top of the table. Their place is secure at the Final Four in Aotearoa next week. But the situation for the Pouākai, it's bleak. It's alive, but it's bleak. So they're 2 points down on the FI. A win in Tauihi would see them go 1 point clear. And then that's it for the Pouākai. They have to sit back and hope that the FI pick up no points
in 2 games.
They've got the Hoiho at home on Friday and the Kahu away on Monday. They just have to, first things first, they have to win, and they've only won 2 from 11 in Tauihi against a Queen's side, yes, without Maya Dodson, but still class across the court.
Yeah, definitely. It's going to be a tough ask, but you know, crazier things have happened in sport, so I'm excited to see, and hopefully they'll be a little bit, I don't know, angry about the Rapid League game, and maybe they'll fuel them a bit to come out here and really give us a show.
Well, Jasmine Dickey's been a huge part of the Pouākai's game offensively in particular. Back-to-back 31-point games in the last round, and just going back to the previous meetings against the Queens, both defeats, but she had 28-10 and 27-8, and you almost feel like she's going to have to go and surpass that or match that at least if the Pouākai are going to be in with a chance tonight.
Yep, definitely, and she's going to have to produce a big game, but as well as that, we need to see some others step up from the Pouākai because she can't do it all. So we're going to need to see Ezra, Sian, Kennedy Leonard, Kendall Hiramaya. We need someone else to step up and really produce some scoring for them.
There is the Tokomanawa Queens starting 5 for this evening. Grace Hunter, Stephanie Watts, Tegan Graham, Eva Langton and Josie Trousdale, and they're coached by Tania Tupu.
Kia ora, Coach. End of the season, last 2 games. How is everyone feeling going into this?
Oh, look, we kind of feel like we've got a new look with Kalani on board, and we had to sort of reinvent a few things. We're just trying to find some rhythm going into the next 2 games, and then obviously prepare for next week.
Yeah, and these last 2 games, seeding's crucial. Are you really going for that, or are you looking more to get yourselves ready for the finals?
Well, Rapid's finished. We know who the winner is, so we're going after a point in Rapid, and I think that's how you should keep playing it out, and it's there for a reason, and so we're looking to start differently in Rapid tonight, and yeah, we're after the points too, so we want to finish strong.
All right, good luck for your game.
The recruitment network, Mainland Pouākai, with Jasmine Dickey, as mentioned, in the starting side. Kate Herman gets a spot start, young Kate Herman. And Ash Tyre as well. We'll touch on Ash Tyre in a second, Tessa. You've got a story to tell there. Maddie Timms and Sian Rabati. So quite a different team, given Kennedy Leonard and Natalie Burton imports both played in Rapid League, so can't start. They're coached by Josh Thompson.
All right, Coach, last game of the season, last chance to give it all you've got. How's the morale with the team at the moment?
Yeah, you know, we want to finish strong. You know, the loyal fans of Canterbury have been there for us from the start, so we want to give them a good show, and girls are pretty pumped. We have a few missing, obviously secondary schools is on, so we've had to pull in a few of our other DPs, but overall, no, we're pretty pumped for this and looking forward to it.
And there still is a chance you guys can get through. Have you done all the math or the calculation? Are you really hopeful about that?
Oh yeah, for sure. You know, there's always a chance, but we're really focusing on the now, getting this win against the Queens. You know, very good Queens team who've locked in, but we just want to get the 4 points and look to get a dub, and you know, what's out of our control is out of our control. Just control the controllables for us is what we want to do tonight.
Good luck.
There is the TAB head-to-head, as you can see, just 2 wins from 11 for the Mainland's Pouākai. The battle of the top scorers, Jasmine Dickey and Kristlyn Carr, who we saw for the first time in Rapid League a short time ago. She got well and truly warmed up with 14 points. The rebounding will be intriguing too. Of course, no Maya Dodson for the Tokomanawa Queens. Ezra McGoldrick is the top rebounder for the Pouākai, but the addition of former Australian Opal Natalie Burden adding some size too, with Natasha Mack leaving midway through the season. The assists too, look at that, Kennedy Leonard.
That's ridiculous. 11
assists a game. She's had a couple of 14 assist games, a 15 assist game just recently. Although we did say in Rapid League Test that you would like to see a bit more aggression, perhaps, past second mentality.
Yeah.
Is our refereeing crew, Matthew Bathurst, Regan Ashley and Taylor Lynch. Now, the story about Ash Tyre. Please tell our viewers out there. It's a goodie.
So I was talking to Ash before the game, and she informed me that she's actually fractured her knee. And she thinks she did it in Canada at 3-on-3 playing for New Zealand, 3-on-3 Tauferns. But she played a couple games here, it was hurting, went to the doctor, just got told yesterday that it's fractured. So she will be starting the game, fouling immediately, and walking right off.
We've seen this before at Cowles Stadium, haven't we? It's flashbacks of Corey Webster having to play 5 minimum games to then be eligible for the Sal's NBL finals for the Canterbury Rams. Of course, in this instance, it was to allow more players to feature in Rapid League.
Exactly.
Yeah, fractured knee.
It's
nasty.
a big blow for the Pouākai.
And the
Pouākai, you can see she's got it bandaged up.
Yeah, well, that's Sean Rabati there with the bandaging with the white, and Ash Tyre with the black.
Gosh.
It has been one of those seasons in many ways for the Pouākai. Hidemaya strapping on her shoulders still.
Kennedy Leonard was out for a bit.
And concussion to Ezra McGoldrick early in the season. Here are the Pouākai though in their blue strip for GJ Gardner-Holmes Tauihi and the Mainland Pouākai. The Tokomanawa Queens, defending champions, of course. I'm going to go back to back. Certainly there with a red hot go after this one. They will host the Northern Kahu, who currently occupy top spot. That is on Saturday night. Could be an early preview for the grand final. We have a slight delay here because it's looking up to my right, and the scorer, the
scoreboard
in the stadium. Yeah, all the lights have gone off except for the time, which is rather unfortunate.
There it is.
So usually that's full with all the players' respective teams and how many fouls they're on, how many points they're on. So a slight pause here. Ash Tyre's getting a bit more bang for her buck, having to stand down there.
And I can see she's jumping. I guess she probably won't be jumping. They'll just sort of stand there. But interesting to put her there.
So just to clarify, the Queens, the Kahu and the Hoiho are assured places at the Final Four next week in Porirua. The seeding still to be determined, so there's actually a bit riding on this for the Queens as they look to push ahead to.
I just want to shout out, we just saw the lovely score bench ladies on the screen before. They've been doing these games for I don't even know how long, so shout out to all of them. Yes, there they are.
They've been doing the mahi. Ash Tyre fouled Josie Stockdale there, by the way, and didn't get the call. She's eventually going to make way. And here is a trio of substitutions. In fact, I thought this may happen with the youngsters, Kate Herman and Maddie Timms in as well. They've lasted all of 6 seconds, along with Ash Tyre, and then come the regular starters, should we say, Natalie Burden, Kennedy Leonard, and Ezra McGoldrick, as Stephanie Watts looks to get the Queens up and running, unable to do so, and here come the home team. Here is Leonard, 11.1 assists a game. True blue point guard. Shana Rabati is waiting for someone to come. Fires away from 3, well offline. And Graham now. Cash money from deep. It's a continuation, Tessa, of Rapid League.
Exactly. They were on fire in Rapid League.
And Natalie Burton was just a bit slow to get back there, which opened up a free player for the Queens to exploit. Here's Dickey now. Mid-range, far away. Grace Hunter gets the rebound. The Queens playing with pace. Watts, 2-on-1. Will take it on herself. Good work by Rabati.
Unlucky. Good defense.
Couldn't get back in court, so that will be Queen's possession. Certainly stopped a... Should have been an easy bucket for the Queens there, 2-on-1. Graham again.
No way.
Almost from the same spot. Rebound there from Kennedy Leonard. Grace Hunter picking her up in the half court. Just waiting. Something here, Kennedy Leonard. Obviously, what she was anticipating is you see the McGoldrick spin.
Almost worked so well.
For most improved player of the year is from McGoldrick, her first year for the Pouākai.
There she is with the
There's
steal.
The hustle. Had the inaugural season for the Fires. Dickey pulls up from mid-range, almost identical spot again. Can't get it to go. Second chance opportunity, third chance opportunity.
Oh, it looked like a bit of a foul. Maybe not.
And we've got no score again for the Pouākai. I did clarify actually during the break from Rapid League. Got 1 point, 1 free throw in that fourth quarter. Stephanie Watts now connects from deep. 2 threes for the Queens. And not the start the Pouākai were after. And as Leonard hits the deck now. Oh, it's hit the left shoe of Tegan Graham. And defence isn't rewarded entirely there for the Tokomanawa Queens. And Pouākai will have it with 13 seconds on the shot clock. McGoldrick.
There we go.
Here's your McGoldrick. Gets the Pouākai up and running. All threes so far.
Hopefully that'll settle some nerves for the Pouākai.
Watts. Switch by the Pouākai. Cowles still unable to convert, but there's an O-board. What a pass, Hunter, Langton, Watts, lovely ball movement. Oh, deserved to finish. He's on line too, just a little short. McGoldrick. Oh, okay. Ezra McGoldrick. All 6 points, both from deep.
She heard me before the game. I said someone needed to step up. She put her hand up.
We're still yet to see a bucket from inside the three-point arc until now. Josie Trousel, if she can still complete a three-point play, getting to the TAB.
The scary thing is we're still waiting for Crystalline Carr and Stella Beck from the Queens to even come into the game. And Kalani Purcell, so Pouākai need to take advantage of this while they're not on the floor.
Indeed, the Queens very deep. Lost it. It's interesting there, during that free throw, seeing Kennedy Leonard deep in discussion with Pouākai coach Josh Thompson. Into their offensive set straight away with it. Screen was not going. Hunter, oh, what a swat. Jasmine Dickey saw that coming. 11 seconds remain on the shot clock. And a foul, well off the ball. It's going to go on Tegan Graham as she looked to evade the Pouākai defence.
What I've loved to see this season is at most of the home games, there's these group of young boys that come and support and cheer so loud for the Pouākai. And I think that's so cool because a few years ago you wouldn't have seen that. But now we're having these young boys basketball teams coming and going crazy on the baseline for us.
Yeah, and it brought the noise each and every Pouākai home game. I think they were one of the early ones to cash in on the Sky City tickets to the big game offering as well. As Stella Beck gets ready to check into this ball game. Dickey seeing a fair bit of that from 22 feet. Get it to go. Hunter. Well done there by Dickey. And here is Stella Beck. Big influence on the Queens getting the win in Rapid League, and Grace Hunter is not -3, can't leave her open. Another opportunity goes begging for the Pouākai. Now Watts downhill. Burden does well. Hunter.
You just said you can't leave her open. And what does she do? Makes another one.
So that's 4 threes now for the Queens. And if you did tune in on Sky Sport a little bit earlier this evening, probably not a heck of a surprise given what we saw in Rapid League. They couldn't miss from deep as Shana Abati. It's a much needed bucket for the Pouākai.
No way.
And now Stella Beck. Goodness gracious me, as the Pouākai call timeout. 5 from 7 from deep, the Tokomanawa Queens.
There's something about these Cowles Stadium hoops. Because I swear, lots of these games, the Phi came in last game and shot amazingly from the 3. Now the Queens are here, cannot miss from the 3.
I wanted to double check this stat, and I've just opened up Mike Lacey's round 8 preview. The Tokomanawa Queens average just a tick over 6 made threes a game. They've got 5 in 6 minutes.
Oh my goodness.
So I don't know what they've seen. I did allude to it in the Rapid League with Maya Dodson's lower leg injury and her being ruled out for the season. They are starting to play a slightly different way. They do have 3-point shooting strengths, but a lot of their game has been Kristlyn Carr going into the paint really, and just 6 threes a game, and here they are shooting the absolute lights out. 5 from 7 from deep, and that is a real warning shot really to the rest of the competition. Not only the Pouākai, but the Queens heading into the Final 4 can get it done in multiple ways. Far from one-dimensional. 18-8. And Pouākai just needs something to boost morale and confidence here. Will it be McGoldrick? Well, there are one lady wrecking ball right now. Ezra McGoldrick's got 9 of 11 points. In fact, all her 9 points are from 3 as well. So here's Kennedy Leonard now. Back-to-back buckets for the Pouākai. They cut it to 5. So 5 threes by the Queens, 3 by the Pouākai, all from Ezra McGoldrick as Eva Langton pulls up, gets her own rebound. There's a height advantage there over Dickey. Second chance opportunity for the Queens. Leonard hesitates, lovely find. Oh, but McGoldrick. Queens with it now. Kristlyn Carr into the ball game. Trying to get through Burden and Leonard off the foot of one of them. So we'll stay with the visitors. More subs about to come in, and Kalani Purcell into the ball game. Subas and Isbert into the game too for the Pouākai. Natalie Verdon takes a seat, so Pouākai goes slightly smaller. Chrislyn Carr. Lovely pass there. To Graham Beck. Oh, what a finish.
Nice.
Stella Beck. Back to a 9-point lead now, Tokomanawa Queens. Speed there from Dickey, but can't finish. Here come the Queens now, not letting the Pouākai settle. Graham finds the open player, that's Beck. She had a direct lane.
Just can't finish. She's laughing at herself. She knew she should have made that.
Goldrick. A lot of the heavy lifting offensively so far. 9 of the 13 points. Nisbet looks to get it on the act. Get it to go. Purcell with the long rebound. Really strong offensive start by the Queens. Will lock things up at the top of the ladder with a win tonight. With the Northern Kahu, Stella Beck set to take another trip to the TAB. Just like that, back to that 10-point buffer. They cut it to 5, back out to 10, and now 11. Interestingly, Kennedy Leonard taking a seat, and Kendall Hitamaya. The one position. Jasmine Dickey now put a move on. Kalani Purcell does well. Purcell, but then ball was going to be last touched by Beck and the Queens. Pouākai with 10 seconds on the shot clock. No McGoldrick out there too, so Shana Rabati, the only Pouākai player on the floor right now who has points. Hitamaya
there we go.
Changes that. Another 3 in this ball game. 1 minute 10 to go in the first. Carr, what handles? Creates some space for herself, elevates, can't get it to go. Another second chance opportunity though on the Pouākai. Beck now from 3, tries to follow it in. Dickey eventually tidies up. Splits the defence, Jasmine Dickey. Fires a pass to Rabati in the corner. Hitamaya, quick release.
Oh, that would have been good for them.
Can't string it together, can they, the Pouākai?
Unfortunately not.
Nice find by Carr. Purcell, there's her passing game. Graham, that one was wayward. Again, it wasn't far off being an offensive rebound, though, from Beck. What are you seeing there at that end in terms of the boxing out on the rebounding? Of course, at the moment, no Burton, no McGoldrick on the floor, so it is a smaller lineup.
Yeah, it's a smaller lineup, so they really need to make sure they're boxing out and putting a body on someone. I need more urgency from the Pouākai at the moment, because this is a do or die game.
Yeah.
They have no chance unless they win this. So
that's those little intangibles, right?
Yeah.
It's not just the offensive end. Anyway, anyways, you get the wins defensively. 2 seconds left. Carl will pull up. This looks good.
Oh, that looks so good. Wow.
Able to put an exclamation point on the first quarter, but all the same, the Queens been prolific from deep. 5 from 9, in fact. And it's a big part in why they lead 24 points to 16 after the first quarter. Don't forget the people tripping up this week. Welcome back to Cowles Stadium in Christchurch. GJ Gardner Homes, Tauihi Aotearoa. Pouākai in must-win mode. A win and see them 1 point above the Phi in fourth. The Phi, though, still with 2 games to play and a maximum of 8 points available as Dickey, speaking of steal, Carter steals that one. And then pulls up from mid-range, and the Queens pick up from where they left off in the second quarter.
Gosh, I just don't even know what to say at the moment with the Pouākai and how they've come out. There we go. That's the first points for the night for Jasmine Dickey, and that's crucial. They need to get her start going. Queens obviously did their scout and knew that she's their top scorer and did not let her score 1 point. She was 0 from 6 in that first quarter.
Yeah, that's remarkable given how prolific she's been offensively. Second in the league for scoring. And now a turnover on the Queens. Foot out of bounds by Stephanie Watts. And quick sub in, Ezra McGoldrick. She had more than half Pouākai's points in that first quarter. She had a great season. Can't rely on her to do it all herself. Here's Dickey once more. Will that get things going?
Unlucky.
And turnover on Hirameyer. And point guard minutes here this evening with Kennedy led it off the court. Keegan Graham. Lovely find in the corner, Steph Watts. And don't make them pay though, the Queens. Outlet pass here. What a pass too. There wasn't much in it.
That was the right idea. Almost got it.
They're going to have to take some risks, you'd think, on Pouākai. Things perhaps the Queens aren't anticipating. Stella Beck. Again, strong move. What about that handle, Kristen Carr between the legs. Mason, 2 on the shot clock. Need to make something happen here. Stella Beck's unaware.
Good D by the Pouākai. Now they need to use this. They need to score off this. No point in playing good defense and then not, not scoring off of it.
100%. They go to their focal point offensively. Dickey. And she just settled for that shot a little. And she opened her account, but that's now 1 from 8 for Jasmine Dickey. Kristen Carr now then fouled on the 3-point attempt by Hirameyer.
And it's just little mistakes like that that's going to hurt them. That's giving them 3 chances at 3 more points.
Kristen Carr, 4th in the league in scoring. 21 points a game. I'll tell you what, Tessa, just a cool story for me. A lot of athletes growing up, whether it be basketball or whatever sport, you're viewed sometimes on your height or lack of.
Yeah.
Kristen Carr is proving to everyone out there that it's just a number.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You'd love to see it. And because obviously I always get asked, do you play netball? Do you play basketball? Because I'm 6'2".
You're the opposite.
Yeah, I'm the opposite. But I think it's so awesome that she shows that no matter what height you are, you can play, and you can play at a very high level. She's a phenomenal guard in this league.
Big time.
And the shortest player.
Yeah. And she is once more, Kristen Carr. Look at the speed.
There she goes.
And look at the finish. She is a machine, Kristen Carr. Coming off the bench this evening. A debut in Sky Broadband Rapid League, and now a travel from Dickey. That won't count. Here it is on the GJ Gardner Homes replay. What pace. Explosive. Grace Hunter nonchalantly brings the ball up the floor for the Queens, who are getting a lot of it their own way here so far. And that's going to be last touch by Trousdale. Unforced error there, I have to say, by the Queens. Lead by 13. And 7 scorers, 2. Tessa Stella Beck and Kristlyn Carr with 7 apiece. Grace Hunter with a couple of threes.
Oh, can she do it again?
One. Well, the Pouākai relying on one right now, and that's Ezra McGoldrick. That's her 4th 3 of the evening.
She has 12, and then the other scorers have 2, 2, 2, and 3. She has put them on her back.
4 from 5 from deep, Ezra McGoldrick. Oh. Gee whiz. Don't see that all too often. Jasmine Dickey, I know she's the ultimate competitor.
But Josie's not the type to bite into that.
That's perhaps a broader sign of the frustration for the Pouākai. What's happening tonight and what's happened through the course of the season. Jasmine Dickey still debating deeply with the refereeing crew. Was it non-basketball-like play, I guess?
It did look pretty clean, I'm not going to lie. But every time you do any type of swatting action, it's automatically going to put red alert bells in the ref's eyes. So
there's Leonard now trying to inspire something. McGoldrick, it's a little unselfish there, but Dickey gets the finish.
Lucky Dickey got that, but I think Ezra should have just took the layup herself.
There's Carr. Shovel pass to Trousdale. Josie Trousdale with 4 quick points. Dickey not mucking around. Can't connect on the 3. It's Grace Hunter now. And looking for that pick and roll action with Trousdale. Does it all herself. That looked effortless from Grace Hunter.
That looked so easy with the one hand. Just whoop.
Elegant.
It.
Saw a bit of that from Shea Illy last night too for the Tall Blacks against Greece. What a performance.
Yeah, he was awesome last night.
So close for the Tall Blacks, who, in fact, in action in about half an hour. Going to catch up on that at the conclusion of this one. It's Mexico. Very close to making the second round, the Tall Blacks, but Olympic qualification tournament spots on the line here with a high finish in the bottom 16. There's still plenty to play for our New Zealand men's basketball team at the World Cup in Manila as Steph Watts fires away. Just can't connect on the 3 there. Steph Watts, she's now 1 from 7, so it's a dangerous prospect for the Pouākai, who have cut the lead to 11, but Steph Watts hasn't really got going in this game so far. How about that from Kristlyn Carr? It's an interesting move, isn't it? She certainly creates separation with the elbow. I've seen it a couple of times now. Big time bucket. Lauren Hippolyte, a Pouākai need that and some. They cut it back to single digits.
Going back to what you were saying about Kristlyn Carr, that's one thing that annoys me about the smaller players. They get away with a lot more. If I was to go into someone with an elbow like that, it would be my foul every time. But smaller players get away with a little bit more.
3 seconds. Good D. Lauren Hippolyte and the Queen's coach, Tanya Tupu, who's seen enough, wants a word. Couple of stops for the Pouākai, showing their fighting qualities.
Considering Pouākai's top scorer is 2 for 10, and they're only down 8 at the moment, it's not bad.
Oh, top scorer for the season. Sorry, I thought you meant Ezra McGoldrick. Sorry, Jasmine Dickey, 2 from 10. Yeah. So they're certainly playing within themselves.
And then Sean Robati, one of our other top scorers, 1 from 5. So if it wasn't for Ezra, it would be down and out. But in saying that, we've still got hope that Dicky, Rabati, you know, a couple other players might join the party and help out a bit more.
Just 2 shot attempts again from Kennedy Leonard, the 5 assists, which we've become accustomed to, but I'm sure at some point there'll be a directive to put the pass away and look for that 3. She does shoot the 3 at a really solid clip. Obviously, what do you feel like the message would have been there from Tauihi Tupu after calling that timeout?
Just settle a bit. I think they, you know, they had a big lead and it's the Pouākai slowly biting away at it. So just compose yourselves. Remember what the offense was that they were scoring well at, and go back to that.
See if that message is acted upon as McGoldrick. Nice find to Rabati and a strong finish. Shan Rabati, it's her 2nd bucket of the night. And a 6-point ball game all of a sudden, and a steal from McGoldrick. She needed to keep going there in a way. McGoldrick, here is Leonard. She's put the pass away. Thank you, Kennedy.
That is what I like. I love when she is a score first. I mean, she's a great pass first mentality player, but every now and then she needs to score.
Well, it just creates doubt in the minds of the defence. You know, they're used to the scout is going to say she's going to pass, she's going to facilitate, but she's got that 3-point shot, and if she goes to it more, just start guessing. Grace Hunter's going to have to fire away here, and another shot clock expiry. And gee whiz, all of a sudden, Pouākai are right back in this, but what a rejection by Trousdale on Rabati. Gets it back though, Shan Rabati. Tries with the mid-range, long rebound contest there. And it was last touch by McGoldrick. And some big-time subs in immediately for the Queens.
Stella Beck and Kalani Purcell into the game. 2 seasoned Tall Ferns. They both debuted together with Penina Davidson, I think, in 2013. So they've been on the Tall Ferns for 10 years now.
Decade, yeah.
Jeez, that makes me feel old. But just shout out to Kalani. She had her baby Nix 3 months ago, and now she's out here balling. And I know from experience that it's not the easiest thing to do, and to do it at 3 months is just absolutely amazing.
More power to you both as Purcell tries to get that one to go. There's the pass from Leonard, a no look. But it's going to stay with the Pouākai. Fortuitously through the hands of Burden. It's been last touched by a Queens player. 2:42 to go in this first half. The Pouākai have done incredibly well to claw their way back. A nice find. Leonard to Nisbet, met at the rim by Langton. And a whistle and a foul and a trip to the TAB for Subasa Nisbet.
That was a good inbounds play for the Pouākai. We haven't seen a lot of those in recent times, but it's good to see they've sorted it out a little bit.
Made the first, Subasa Nisbet. Have to be one of the most capped Pouākai players through 2 years.
Yeah.
Subasa and Lauren Hippolyte, the only 2 returning from the inaugural season. Up there in close to 20 games, I would have thought. Oh, what a pass, Kalani Purcell to her Tall Ferns teammate Stella Beck. Eyes in the back of her head, just knew where she was going to be. That's 10 years of playing together.
Exactly.
Big time play by the Queens. It's Leonard. Let's get Burden free. It's her own rebound, Natalie Burden. And now Dickey, there's that mid-range. And a bit of a skip down the half court. Will that get Jasmine Dickey going? 3-point ball game once more. Pouākai must win to keep their slim Final Four hopes alive. Otherwise, it's the Phi joining the Queens, the Kahu and the Hoiho.
Nice.
Teardrop there, Kristen Carr. Goodness gracious me. Burden, spin move.
Nice.
Uses the glass with aplomb. And again, a three-point game.
Yeah.
Watts. Cash.
She was bound to get hot at some point.
It had been a quiet evening until that point. 1 from 8 from the field, 1 from 4 from 3. As Leonard misses that one. Oh, around the back, Steph Watts. All the way, is it? Oh, very near thing. And she earns herself a trip to the TAB. I imagine sometimes just seeing the ball go through the hoop like that just reinstills all that self-belief and confidence. You feel like you can do it all, and Stephen Watts almost did it all just there as the timeout is called with 54.6 seconds to go in the first half. 7 from 8 from the TAB stripe, the Tokomanawa Queens. There's 6 more attempts at the free throw line than their opponents, the Mainland Pouākaiu. Queens have cooled off ever so slightly from 3 after 5 in the first quarter, just the 1 here in the second. They've matched their season average.
Still matched their average in the first half, not bad.
Pouākai, though, similar, shooting a very high clip from 3, 7 from 13, 53%, in large part thanks to Ezra McGoldrick, 4 from 5.
What is going on?
Real screech at Cowles Stadium. Usually means some free stuff is being chucked into the stands. Young girls getting a little excited, or are they just trying to put off Steph Watts? Perhaps a bit of both.
And it worked. There we go.
It certainly did. She's going to hear it again. And
wow.
Back-to-back misses, but no box out. Watts from 3, can't make them play. Here's McGoldrick now, Dickey. And a turnover. Great work, Steph Watts. And now Carr, what a find to Beck. Elevates Stella Beck at another three-point play opportunity.
What a finish. Stella Beck doing Stella Beck things.
I know you were having a go at short players before for using their left arms as well, but Stella just did that perfectly.
Stella has absolutely nailed using her body.
But the basket doesn't count.
Was it her foul? You called it.
I thought it looked a little unusual. I didn't hear a whistle though. Initially I thought it was a three-point play. But it was that left arm. Getting clarification here from Tony Lee Smith-Hunwick, who's usually part of the referee crews, with us here on the bench tonight.
I actually had a good chat with her before the game, and I already had a great appreciation for referees.
Thanks for clarifying that.
Yeah, don't get me wrong, I love our referees. I may not always seem like it on the court, but I do. But I have a greater appreciation for them after knowing all the work that they do before games. She was telling me that they scout all the players and all the teams. And so I asked her about my scout, of course.
Well, let's save that for the halftime break as the shot clock goes off. I'm curious to know what Tony Lee Smith-Hunwick unpacked. Oh my goodness, what a crossover. Steph Watts. What a way to close out the half. And some frustration there on the inbound. Ezra McGoldrick and Kendall Herdemeyer. They call the Sky City player timeouts with 2.8 remaining. What a move that was. Steph Watts has all of a sudden ignited on offense. Pouākai, of course, able to advance the ball over the half court. McGoldrick, 12 points, all coming via three-pointers. They get it back to her. She's got the inbound though. Hedemeier to McGoldrick in the corner. Offline. So it is the Tokomanawa Queens who lead by 8 at the break. 45 points to 37. None Queens player in double digits from a scoring standpoint, but a real collective effort. Carr with 9, Stella Beck with 9, Steph Watts with 8, Grace Hunter with 8. Scorers across the court. And speaking of Grace Hunter, she is standing by with Tessa.
Grace, good first half. They came back a little bit there. What are you going to be talking about at halftime?
I think we just need to offensively continue to move the ball. I think we're doing really well, just being able to move and cut and shooting open shots. I think defensively, we just need to stop them in transition. I think they're just beating us down the cut, and I think we just need to work on doing that next half. So.
And you guys average 6 threes a game, and you've already got 6 threes this half. Your three-point shooting, have you been working on that?
Yeah, we have as a team. Just shoot-arounds before the game, and just in practice, we've been putting up a lot of shots, so it's showing, and it's good.
Good luck for the second half.
Thank you.
All right, and I'm here with Ezra. Ezra, their three-point shooting, awesome. You guys, you came back a little bit there in the second half, the second quarter, but what do you think you need to do in the second half?
I think we just need to stay together, but keep them off the O boards and just a little bit more intensity on defense as well, yeah.
And obviously this is a do-or-die game. How are you guys feeling going into this game, and how important is this?
Yeah, we just want to go on it with a lot of energy. Obviously stick to the scout, stick to what the coaches say, and just give it our all.
All right, good luck.
Thoughts there of Ezra McGoldrick from the Mainland Pouākai and Grace Hunter from the Tokomanawa Queens. Shooting very well from 3. It's half time here at Cowles Stadium in Christchurch. We'll take a short break here on Sky Sport where the Queens lead by 8. Welcome back to Cowles Stadium in Christchurch, where Mainland Pouākai coach Josh Thompson is deep in conversation to his Chargers, who trail by 8. In fact, it was 8 at quarter time, so scores level in that second quarter. It ebbed and flowed, didn't it, Tessa? What's standing out for you as you look at that first half from a box score and statistical perspective?
Well, definitely the lack of points, I guess, from Jasmine Dickey. We don't usually expect that, especially shooting 3 from 12. That's always going to hurt the Pouākai when she is a dominant factor in their offense. But then in saying that, Ezra shooting 4 from 6 from the 3 and scoring 12 points, that's pretty decent for them.
Big time, yeah.
I mean, that's helped them. She's just all her points have been threes, and you look at their leading the points for the Pouākai. But I think what's awesome with the Queens, you look at their points, and it's just such an even spread. Who do you stop? Who do you defend? Anyone can score for them.
It's been the 3-point shooting too on display from the Queens, as you touched on with Grace Hunter. They average 6 threes a game. They've got 6 threes and a half. There's the rebounding. Sian Rabati leading the way for the Pouākai with 6, 5 of them offensively. Jasmine Dickey's always there among the rebounds as well, but I feel like even though Rabati and Dickey leading the way individually there's been opportunities where the Pouākai haven't boxed out. It's been second chance opportunities for the Queens, and by and large the visitors have made them pay. 5 assists for Kennedy Leonard. Steph Watts leading the assists for the Queens. Josie Charleston with a pair of blocks as well. Rabati and Dickey with 1 each. And Ezra McGoldrick done on both ends. 2 blocks to go with those 4 threes. You mentioned Jasmine Dickey, of course, you know, second top point scorer in this league. Held to just 3 of 12 shooting. A credit must go to the Queens for their work defensively, because she's burnt them in the past. Looking back at those 2 games earlier in the season, I think it was 26 and 27 points, and she's coming off back-to-back 31-point games as well. So what have you noticed defensively from the Queens that's worked so well when Dickey has the ball in her hands?
Well, they're just not giving her any daylight. They're not giving her any space, any time. Obviously trying to limit her catches and just kind of frustrate her. And you can see she got a little bit frustrated before with Josie Trostale. So, yeah, they're just trying to frustrate her, and they're doing a good job. But I think Pouākai just need to settle it, run their offense, try to get her some looks, set some screens, you know, do some handoffs, kind of assist her, help her to get some open shots.
Final 4, of course, is what the Pouākai are playing for a loss tonight, and they will not be there. The Phi will take the 4th spot. The Queens, the Kahu and the Southern Hoiho all guaranteed a place in Porirua in a little over a week's time. Will the Phi learn their fate in about an hour? We're soon to find out. Time for a break on Sky Sport on the other side, the second half. Welcome back to Cowles Stadium in Christchurch, right on time as the second half starts. The Queens with possession and an 8-point lead, looking to join the Northern Kahu at the top of the GJ Gardner Homes Tauihi ladder. Chrislyn Carr flies away from 20 feet, can't get that one to go. And Pouākai, conversely, their season hinges on the next 20 minutes. And even with a win, Tessa, they need a lot to go their way after that this weekend.
Absolutely.
As Natalie Burden earns herself a trip to the TAB. So as with the calculator out at home, Pouākai would jump ahead of the Phi into 4th spot, and then the Phi, with 2 games remaining against the Hoiho and the Kahu, would have to go winless in both Sky Broadband Rapid League and GJ Gardner Homes Tauihi. Burden misses the first. Misses them both.
Uh-oh.
And McGoldrick.
Oh, get up. Yep. That would have been rough for the Pouākai. She doesn't look happy.
She wants to come out of the game, even for a brief moment. Ezra McGoldrick, she's trying to hobble it off as Pouākai look to make the fast break. Of course, they've passed it to her. She can still shoot threes.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, Ezra McGoldrick.
She's hurting, got a bit of a limp on, but she can still, yeah, she's hurting, but she can still make the 3.
Still defended there too. And she's saying foul, foul, foul. Just not in a good way, but what a couple of possessions that was. She's going to stay in. Foul's actually on the Queens. You know, in some ways, Tessa, the injured player, when you go to mark them in any sport, you're almost like, oh, you know, hope she's okay. And then bang, you know,
yeah.
Makes them pay. So they won't want to take her lightly here. We've seen it before. Nice finish.
Nice.
Natalie Burden. And we got ourselves a 3-point ball game.
Way to utilise the mismatch in there. Just throw it up high and finish.
5-0 run to start. Queens yet to add to their first half tally. Steph Watts behind the back. What a move. Can't finish though. And here comes McGoldrick. Leonard. Fine. Rabati. Oh, tied ball game. And some smiles on the faces of the Pouākai players. An 8-0 run. Queens ain't happy. And take a look at the GJ Gardner Homes replay there. Shana Rabati in the corner. We don't get the audio, of course, when we have those shots of the Pouākai half-time chats, but whatever was said was executed to perfection.
Oh, Kaririato is enjoying those chips in the background there, if you can see. But yeah, no, they listened, they applied, they came out firing, and this is how I wanted them to come out in the first quarter. You know, they were a bit hesitant, a bit slow, but they've come out this half, and they obviously know what's on the line and what's at stake, and they're not going to leave anything on the floor anymore, I guess. Oh, half-court shot.
No
$200.
pressure.
Let's go.
You're on national TV. Come on, go viral, son. The other way. Oh, it's actually online. It's not too bad.
It looked good. It looked good, yeah.
It looked good. 45 apiece is the Queens. Deep in thought and conversation there, Tanya Tupu, the Queens head coach. They're a little rattled, but I know that they've got the arsenal to respond. They've been in the lead for quite some time. Now find themselves even Stevens. And full court pressure here. Chrislyn Carr calls the set. Going to get a screen here from Trousdale shortly. Gets the switch. Beck with it now. Hunter. Good D here from the Pouākai. Watts head down. Can't finish. Can the Pouākai take the lead here?
This will be their first lead of the game, wouldn't it?
Scarcely believable. About 5 minutes ago. Oh, Burden misses a gimme. Gets it back. Now Dickey, oh, but blocks. Ooh, tough call.
It did look quite clean.
Stella Beck commits the foul in the eyes of the officials. That's her third. Of course, you are allowed 6 fouls in GJ Gardner-Holmes Tauihi. And a trip to the TAB for Jasmine Dickey. And you're right, this won't get to be the first Pouākai lead. An opportunity here, though, to go up by 1.
That's 6 free throws in a row missed at that hoop.
That's uncanny. It's got to be an investigation. As former Manly Seagulls coach Jeff Tuvey once said, I don't know if anyone will get that reference out there, apart from some rugby league followers, but nonetheless, hope you enjoyed it as the Queens now have a trip to the TAB. That was one thing that stood out to me during halftime too, Tessa. A lot more free throw attempts from the Queens. Stella Beck getting to the line. Feels like when things weren't going and the rhythm and the flow wasn't there, just head down and see what happens.
Exactly. And that's what you need to do. You need to, if you're not scoring, you need to be aggressive, attack the hoop. You want to try to get layups, right? The easiest shot, the highest percentage shot. So you want to get layups, and in doing that, you're most likely going to get fouled attacking the hoop.
Stella Beck remains flawless from the TAB, 4 from 4 on the night. And the Queens back out to a 2-point lead. Their first points of the third quarter. Took them nearly 3 minutes to add to their first half account.
Nice move.
That is a lovely move. Shana Rabati's got going in this second half. That's 5 third quarter points from her. She's now got 9 for the game. And again, tied ball game. Carr, just a little static offensively all of a sudden, the Queens, but Chrislyn Carr just puts the Queens on her back. Another 20-footer. McGoldrick, who stayed in that game after that rolled ankle. Burton. McGoldrick finds Dickey. Oh, somehow.
Can't make it tonight.
It's 3 from 13 now for Jasmine Dickey, the second leading point scorer in Tauihi. An offensive rebound by Stella Beck, and a pull on the shoulder there from McGoldrick, and stay with the Queens. Second foul on Ezra McGoldrick. Subs in at the last minute. Hippolyte in for Rabati. I think Ezra McGoldrick thought that might be for her, but such is her value and importance.
No, she's not coming off.
She's not coming off, even if she's not quite 100%. Tegan Graham now, just a bit of bully ball on Kennedy Leonard, who does really well.
She
then finds Hippolyte. Travel. Just caught in two minds there, Lauren Hippolyte. A known three-point shooter, probably regretting the decision she ultimately made there. And the Queens back with it, leading by 2. Splits the defence, Chrislyn Carr. Oh, well done by Trousdale to keep that in. That looked like it was getting well out. 7 seconds left on the shot clock. Grace Hunter, smooth 3. From Grace Hunter. She's 3 from 4 on the night from 3.
11 points.
And then hauls in that rebound. A big couple of plays. It's all Finn. And go back to Carr. Oh, what a move. Chrislyn Carr.
That same spot.
The ability to just stop there when it looked like she was going to explode to the basket, pull up from the elbow. Oh. And a miss there by the Pouākai, and it was close. Well, it was a tied ball game just a short moment ago. Now the Queens are up by 7, could go back to a 9-point lead. Hunter Here's Carr once more. It's the screen from Trousdale. And then the find to Beck in the corner. This will be huge. And a timeout called. 10-point ball game out of nowhere.
That was just like a minute or two.
That was a 10-2 run by the visitors. And here's a look at the GJ Gardner-Holmes replay. And McGoldrick caught in two minds with the Carr drive. Dad joke there. But then she kicks it out, finds Beck in the corner. And it just goes back to our earlier point, Tessa, about it being a collective effort by this Queens team. Getting out 3 players in double digits, led by Stella Beck with 14, Kristlyn Carr 13, Grace Hunter 11. Conversely, Ezra McGoldrick with 15 leading all scorers, but the only Pouākai player in double digits. Queens playoff seedings, Final Four seedings, very much up for grabs. They do have a date with the Northern Kahu on Saturday. That one's at 3 o'clock. The Kahu have an extra game still to play. They'll close out the regular season at home against the Phi. The Queens hold on here. Both teams will be locked up on the top of the table. There will be some form of tiebreaker, I'm sure, whether that's wins, points differential.
Oh,
how has that not fallen in? Kendall Hedemeier
touched every part of the rim except going in.
The Queens again can build off this 3-point lead. Stella Beck, it's the back of the iron. Where do the Pouākai go here? McGoldrick still on the floor with Dicky, Hedemeier, Rabati and Hippolyte. Strong rebound, McGoldrick. Oh, now lost handle from Dicky. And here comes the Queens through Beck. Caught in two minds there, Stella Beck. That'll be a double dribble. Take a look at the GJ Gardner-Holmes replay here from Dicky.
It's just not quite her night tonight.
And it feels like sometimes, and again, you see it in basketball, various sports, the harder you try, and then the messier it gets because you're putting absolutely everything into it. You need to find that. Oh, Kennedy Leonard banks open on a Thursday. How good. But sometimes they say in athletics, for example, finding that flow state where everything's just in a nice space.
Oh, Kristlyn Carr.
Speaking of nice space, Kristlyn Carr. A chance for a 3-point opportunity.
I love, speaking of that flow state, I feel, her facial expression hasn't changed this whole game. I've been watching her this whole game, and I just love the way she plays and the demeanor that she has. Her facial expression just has not changed.
Just that. It just flatlines the whole way through, doesn't ride the highs or the lows.
No, she's cool, calm, and collected at all times.
And it was definitely there in the first half. Not sure about the second, but just chewing gum nonchalantly all the way through as well. Pretty much sums up the casualness of Rabati, as well as Kristlyn Carr trying to fight the way through there. Sharon Rabati can't finish. 10-point ball game. Oh, they went on a run to start, the Pouākai, but the Queens just come roaring back. Purcell, oh, what a pass. Graham with the extra pass. Hunter, Beck, 4 on the shot clock. Carr.
Oh, they deserved those 3 points. That was a nice offense.
Oh, Leonard is trying to find Hedemeier, and now Beck the other way. And that's a bit of a dagger for the Pouākai. 12-point ball game. 62-50. Well, they showed at the start of the third quarter they can mount a run. They have to do that and some here. So Rabati from the elbow. And hustle there, Hippolyte. Hedemeier with the spin pass. It's come off the knee of the Queens player. Stay with the home team. Kristen Carr's going to get a breather. 16 points for her. Hasn't hit a three, but 6 from 11 on 2-point range. Speaking of threes,
very much needed 3 for the Pouākai from Lauren Hippolyte.
Lauren Hippolyte's second 3 of the evening. Cuts it to 9. Stephanie Watts now head down and earns herself a trip to the TAB.
Lauren was there, and she was there in help, and she was in the right spot, what she was meant to do, but for some reason she just reached right in.
So these will be free throw attempts 14 and 15 for the Queens. They're going at 10 of 13, make that 11 of 14. You mentioned the hoop at that other end, Tessa, but not only that, the Pouākai haven't hit a free throw.
No way.
They're 0 of 6. And in a 9-point ball game, the free throws are the difference.
That absolutely hurts you. My goodness, 0 from
Dickey
6.
0 from 2, Nisbet 0 from 2, and Burden 0 from 2. You don't see that all too often. Here is Burden now. Flings it to Hippolyte. Bullet pass to Rabati. That's short. Tied it up by Purcell. Queens looking at go back to double digits. Oh, they like the match shot down low. Mason.
Good catch, good
stretch there, and then the finish too. Paris Mason. And it is. That's a 13-point lead, excuse me. They're already in double digits, now 13. Ties their biggest lead of the game. Dickey tries to get something going from 3. Fight down low for the rebound, and the foul's going to go on Rabati. And it's slipping away here for the Mainland Pouākai. Just saw on the GJ Gardner-Holmes replay, though, boxing out. Kalani Purcell was not having any of Natalie Burden there. And just a clarification there from our bench, the Pouākai are in the bonus. So we're about to have attempts 16 and 17 from the TAB stripe for the Tokomanawa Queens. Stella Beck.
5 from 5 now.
She's remained perfect from the TAB.
Oh, I thought we almost jinxed her.
18 points for her to go along with 8 rebounds, 2 steals. .53 seconds to go in the third. Burden. Thought there might have been a bit of contact there. It was a late contest from Mason. So will we have our first Pouākai free throw?
I really, really hope so. Because you cannot finish the game on 0.
Is it that end, Tessa? There we go. What a relief. Cuts it to 14. Makes them both. Natalie Burden. She's up to 7 points on the night. There's Hunter now. Beck herself. Watts between the legs, round the back, razzle dazzle, not the finish. And the Pouākai go back to back. Quick shot from Dickey. Another miss. And the Pouākai's leading scorer, 3 from 15 now.
That just wasn't a good shot to me. They had just got down. It wasn't a wide open shot. They had time to run the offense and have the last shot. Now you've given the Queens the chance to do just that. It wasn't a good shot.
not disagreeing. So it's the Queens who extend their lead. It was a tied ball game early in that third quarter. They went into halftime up by 8. They now lead the Mainland Pouākai by 16 and very much eyeing top spot or equal top spot with the Northern Kahu with victory here tonight. Time for a short break on the other side, the fourth quarter. Welcome back to Cowles Stadium in Christchurch. Fourth quarter. GJ Gardner Holmes, Tauihi Aotearoa. And it's a long way back by the Pouākai. Stranger things have happened, but they'll need to start now. That's a lovely find. Leonard to Burden. That's Kennedy Leonard's 11th assist of the night. Her average on the season. Go along with 8 points. Watts almost loses her footing.
Get that?
Indeed. And Stella Beck with the left on the right side. There's that Leonard Burden connection once more. Back to back. And a 12th assist for Kennedy Leonard.
My goodness.
Racks them up. 14-point ball game. There's that bounce pass from Mason. And a rejection from Ezra McGoldrick. And they're going to say last touched by Beck and the Queens. There's a much-needed stop by the Pouākai.
Absolutely.
Now they need a much-needed bucket. Here's Dickey. Misses again. Jasmine Dickey, not her night. Gets a rebound. The basket won't count there. Foul was before the shot on Mason.
It's not been her night, but you've got to admire her never say die attitude. She's still going at it.
And it was interesting there, she didn't settle for that shot, that long two that we've become accustomed to.
Exactly, trying to get the higher percentage shot.
There's the Leonard 3. And there's Dickey again, hustling. Second chance for the Pouākai. Hippolytes.
Oh, they're hustling.
They're judged now, the Pouākai. Oh, what a block shot. Josie Trousdale on Dickey. Again, the handle of Watts. Trousdale in the corner. Quite the corner. Goldrick. Hall's in the rebound. Hippolyte, quick release.
That's her shot. Corner three, boom. Knew that was going in.
Cuts it to 11. Can they eat into the lead at the start of the quarter again, just like they did in the third? Just raised The energy levels a touch here at Cowles Stadium as Harris Mason is flying down to the deck, and a bit of confusion as to what the foul is for. And the whistle's been called. It's going to be a foul on.
Let's have a look.
Kennedy Leonard.
Lauren Hippolyte's 3. Corner shot. She loves that.
Mason. Watts now. Well to the left. Eventually the rebound with Dickey. And another rejection. Josie Trousdale has Jasmine Dickey's number. Back-to-back blocks. It's the GJ Gardner-Holmes replay. Just ran into that one.
If you're from New Zealand and you've played against Josie before, you already know not to drive it near her, because she is a great shot blocker.
Oh, not another inbound turnover, Tessa. My goodness.
Jeepers.
5-second call. And some of the basics there. Biting the Pouākai. Trail by 11. Season hangs on these next 7.5 minutes. It's Watts, head down, tries to get round Dickey. Tough shot there. And the Pouākai the other way. They go back to Burden. Hippolyte. Will she pull up off the dribble? Yes, she will. Doesn't look too bad. Just a little to the left. Cowles in. Another rebound. Oh, splits the defense. Crislin Carr. Oh, gets her a rebound. Oh, how did that not go in? What hustle and determination. Crislin Carr didn't give up on the play. Around the back to split the double team. My word. And again, the Queens find themselves at the TAB stripe. Carr makes the first. She's up to 17 points on the night. Sean Rabati checks back in for the Pouākai for Jasmine Dickey. Can Leonard conjure up here? She'll get it back. Finds McGoldrick in the corner.
Boom.
Elevates Ezra McGoldrick.
What is going on?
What is that? 6 from 9 now from 3. But then Crislin Carr doing Crislin Carr things. And a 3-point opportunity for the Queens.
Every time the Pouākai do anything good on offense, the Queens just come right back and answer. They need to string together score, stop, score if they want to try come back in this game at all.
It's 21 points now from Carr, matches her season average. Burden down low. Good finish in traffic. Natalie Burton, who's quietly collated 14 points this evening.
I think at least 6 of those have come in this last quarter.
Oh, strong finish for the Queens. It's shot for shot right now. There is Burden once more. She's got 6 fourth quarter points and now goes from scorer to facilitator. Carr. And that's not a foul. It's going to be last touched off the Pouākai. But she got to the other end in 5 seconds. Yeah. There's 19 seconds on the shot clock. She is rapid. I know she just made her rapid league debut earlier this evening, but goodness me.
Oh my goodness.
Almost nails the corner 3 too. Jocelyn Carr. Carr and Beck both with 20. Carr with 21, Beck with 20. And 11 points. It's still not completely comfortable, is it, for the Queens? And you can tell they're about to call a timeout here in actual fact, or is it called by the Pouākai? But nonetheless, there's still a lot of instructions. They're not relaxed by any stretch.
They're not relaxed at all. 11 points in basketball is nothing, and 5 minutes is an extremely long time.
I'm sure that'll be the message being reinforced by Coach Tauihi Tupu. The Queens will head back home to Wellington to host the Northern Kahu on Saturday. Could potentially be an early preview of the final, at the Final Four. Coming up tomorrow night, though, the Whai and the Hoiho. The Whai, by that point, may know that their Final Four spot is assured, or they might know that they need at least 1 point in one of their 2 games, whether it be against the Hoiho or the Kahu. And if the Pouākai now to turn things around here and get a dub. Hippolyte will inbound. Hippolyte, Leonard, Burton, McGoldrick and Rabati on the court for the Mainland Pouākai. Rabati with it now. Leonard had an opportunity there to fire. It does eventually. Caught Carr by surprise. Tied it up by McGoldrick. Here's Hippolyte now. And get it to go. And Beck with the bounce pass out in front for Graham. What a pass that was. Stella Beck.
Those bounce passes are really working for the Queens. I like what they're doing.
Queens of the bounce pass.
Another dad joke.
I need a little box score myself as well, I reckon. It's the Pouākai. Answer back. Quick release from Graham. That doesn't go. 4:25 remaining, 10-point ball game. A bucket would do wonders here for the Pouākai. And a trip to the TAB instead for Kennedy Leonard. This will be her first free throw attempts of the night. Let's not forget the Pouākai shooting it 2 from 8 on the TAB. Just 25% clip in a 10-point ball game. Makes the first, does Leonard. Queens 17 from 20 from the TAB at 85%. Leonard makes them both. 8-point ball game. 4:15 remain. Can they get a stop here, the Pouākai? They go to Watts, the Queens. Mason to Graham. Fends off Leonard and gets the friendly roll. We've seen a few 3-point plays, sorry, Tessa, tonight. There's another one.
We absolutely have. And Tegan Graham saw the mismatch straight away and just walked right into the paint. She didn't care what the offense was. She just walked her way right into the paint, posted up and demanded the ball. And her teammates all were aware of that as soon as they saw it and wanted to get her the ball as well.
Well, it's been a real shift from the Queens in terms of getting to the line, getting to the paint. In the first quarter, 5 threes. I think that at halftime it was 6. They're on 9 at the moment, but they've certainly gone back to what has worked so well for them this season. It's that interior game.
Absolutely.
Pouākai cough up another turnover.
But I think, as you were saying earlier, they've just shown the whole league how diverse they really are, and you have to respect now their three-point shot and their inside game, which makes them quite deadly going into this Final Four.
Oh, big time. Stephen Watts somehow gets the roll there, cannoned into Sebastian Nisbet. Couldn't believe the no call. Dickey, she's fouled on the other end. And we go to the TAB. We've now seen all teams in person. Tessa, this is the Queen's first trip to Christchurch. Are you willing to put yourself out there? Final Four prediction.
Ooh. I do like this Queen's team. I think it's very sad about the Hoiho and Prechtel being out. I think that's a big, big bummer for them. I'm going to say Queen's Kahu final.
Okay. As McGoldrick pulls up from three. Oh, in and out from Ezra McGoldrick. 18 points tonight for the North Cantabrian. 3 minutes remaining in this final quarter as Krislyn Carr connects from three. I think that might be her first three of the night. It is. She's up to 24 points. I tend to agree. I like the Kahu.
Yeah, I was going to say, who's your...
I like the Kahu when what I saw from them when they were here. Again, not a one-dimensional player team at all. What about that? Stella Beck.
Bodies on the floor.
Just doesn't have an off switch. Stella Beck chasing everything. And bruised ribs in the morning. Her efforts there. Can the Pouākai give the faithful crowd here at Cowles something to celebrate? And they've enjoyed that finish there from Shan Rabati. She'll head to the TAB. Tessa, they went out, they recruited the Pouākai, went and picked up some former Phi players from last year. Rabati, Hiramaya, McGoldrick, obviously new imports. They've had their injuries, but just for one reason or another, it seems actually it's been different reasons each and every night.
Exactly.
You know, there hasn't been, I feel like it would have been easier if there was just one thing to fix.
Yeah.
But just lapses at either end. It's just proved really costly over the course of the season. And never say never, an 11-point ball game, wind things down, but it looks like we're going to miss out on the Final Four.
Yeah, it's unlucky. They have a very talented roster, but just could hardly ever field a full team. Had coaches coming in and out and players coming late, and my goodness.
Now back-to-back threes from Krislyn Carr. And she is firing ahead of the Final Four. 27 points now. Surely a good haul of MVP points as well. Leonard, oh, nice pass to Burden, just doesn't finish.
She deserved that assist.
Dickey tidies up. Jenny Leonard, well, according to the FIBA box score, is sitting on 17 assists. That would have been 18.
What the?
I believe
that's a
that
new
extends to Tauihi record. And another rebound, and we'll have ourselves a triple-double as well.
Some teams don't get 17 rebounds in a game.
17 assists.
I mean, sorry, 17 assists in a game. The Queens have 18 assists as a team. That's ridiculous.
1 minute 5 to go. 12-point ball game. The Pouākai will send it right down to the wire. And 17 of the 26 assists by the Pouākai from Kennedy Leonard. And yeah, you wonder that stretch when she was out with an ankle injury, and as you mentioned, the imports arriving a little late. Sort of shoulda, woulda, coulda areas in a way at the same time.
Because it's just
other
one
teams
game.
have had similar
exactly.
injuries,
all teams have
imports,
all teams have had people in and out and injuries, so you can't really use those as excuses, but it's unfortunate. The Pouākai were unfortunate to be dealt 2 big blows before the season. Oh, I'm calling myself a big blow. Before the season even started, with myself and Alafotu being out before we could even just hyping myself up, obviously.
No. Someone's got to pump their tyres.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I hope to see... Well, I've enjoyed your company here in commentary, but I'd very much like to see you back in Pouākai colours next year. We will wait with bated breath.
Yeah, hopefully we can run it back next year.
Jeremiah, a strong finish with the left. Big year of basketball, of course. Olympics. Of course, there'll be NBL and Tauihi once more. Breakers. Get it back up there.
Exciting.
Big season in the ANBL.
See, they've got 2 NBA games coming up.
Yeah, Portland
Pretty
and
awesome.
Utah pre-season. Plenty happening in hoops. Certainly a sport well and truly on the rise here in Aotearoa. Continues to go from strength to strength. There's 3 Pouākai players fight for the rebound there. And looked like a foul somewhere from, it's going to go on Beck.
She's just trying to get fouled out at this point. One more and she's out.
She does look a little tired. Did have to run in rapid league.
Yeah, she was telling me she was a bit pooped from that.
21 points though for Stella Beck. A double-double, 21 and 10. And Kavati makes the first. And in the end, the Pouākai are going to end up with 5 players in double digits, but it just hasn't been enough when on the other side, Chrislyn Carr's got 27 and Stella Beck has 21, along with Steph Watts' 15 and Grace Hunter's 11. Cries of defense ring around Cowles, but it matters little as Josie Trousdale finishes that one off. And subs are in for the Pouākai. I was waiting to see if perhaps some of the youngsters might get some minutes here late, but playing right to the end. And the best available Pouākai is Jeremiah now. It's it to Dickey. Hippolyte in the corner, had to wait for it. About a 10-second differential between game and shot clock. This could be the Pouākai's last offensive possession of the season. And Jeremiah misses the 3. The shot clock is off. You think they'll wind things down here and let the clock count out. No, Mason will fire away. She doesn't mind and misses anyway. And that'll do it. The Tokomanawa Queens rejoin the Northern Kahu, tied at the top of GJ Gardner-Holmes Tauihi Aotearoa with a 96-84 win over the Mainland Pouākai. That ends the Pouākai season and hopes of making the Final Four. So congratulations to the Phi, who have secured their spot with 2 games remaining. They host the Hoiho tomorrow and then are away to the Kahu on Monday. The Queens have 1 more regular season game to go as well on Saturday afternoon, hosting the Kahu. Ezra McGoldrick's just been announced as the stadium as the Pouākai MVP. She was huge for the home team. In fact, all of her points coming from beyond the arc. 6 from 10 from deep. 18 points on the night. Christchurch led the way with 27 points. Let's go to Tessa. She's got the Mainland Pouākai's Sean Rabati.
All right, Sean, that ends your guys' season, but how did you feel? How did you enjoy being with the Pouākai this season?
I really enjoyed being a part of Pouākai. Being away from home is a big thing for me, so yeah, the people here are great. I enjoyed it, and it just sucks that the season had to end like that.
And the whole league in general, the Rapid League, everything, how did you feel this season with all the teams and everything?
Yeah, I thought it was well. I think that us as a team, we could have done better sticking together and getting more dubs. Like, we had the players and stuff. We just needed to execute, so it's a big learning for us for next time. But, yeah.
Congrats on the season. Good job. All right, and I'm just waiting on Christchurch. All right, Christchurch, congratulations on the win. You guys are going from strength to strength. How you feel after that?
We feel really good. I think we moved the ball really well today and played better defense than we have been, so we just have to keep improving.
Yeah. And the Final Four obviously is coming up. You guys are setting your sights on maybe being the top seed going in. How do you feel going into Final Four? What do you think you guys need to work on to get before that?
Yeah, I definitely think we need to work on talking more, communicating, and just switching. I think that's going to be a really big key in finals, is just playing better defense and playing together.
All right, good luck for everything.
Christchurch there with Tessa, as well as Sean Rabati. So the Tokomanawa Queens gathered for a photo there. So we'll take a look at some of the key stats courtesy of the TAB for the evening. Stella Beck, as well as her 21 points and 11 rebounds, 3 assists, 3 steals as well. Just constant ball of energy. Josie Trousdale had a bit of a block party, 4 swats. Tessa rejoins me here in the commentary position. I guess just a final thought from you. First on the Pouākai season, it had promise, it had potential, but as we alluded to in that fourth quarter, for one reason or another, just couldn't put things together consistently.
Yeah, I think they were a completely new team, as we touched on earlier this game. They only had 2 returning players, a new coach, his first time coaching in this kind of league. They did well. There's just, you know, every game, as we said, there were things that they just could have done differently, and there's coulda, shoulda, woulda scenario, but I think they'll go away, and, you know, it's a big learning curve for them. The Rapid League was awesome for them. That was a big positive, and it showcased lots of the younger players as well. But yeah, I think overall they'll be gutted, but
Is what it is.
It is what it is.
Inaugural Sky Broadband Rapid League champions. Conversely, the Tokomanawa Queens, as we take a look at the final 3 games of the regular season. Friday night at the Queen Elizabeth Youth Centre in Tauranga, the Phi hosting the Hoiho, as Tessa mentioned earlier in the call. Unfortunately, without Ashton Prechtel, who has just been a colossus in this league. She is out for the remainder of the season with an injury. The Queens, they'll head back up home, Tiro Paraha Arena, and host the Northern Kahu. That'll be an absolute doozy, Saturday, 2 o'clock. And then the Kahu, quick turnaround for them, a couple of days, and hosting the Phi. So it's the Kahu, the Queens, the Hoiho, and the Phi who will make up the final 4, but placings still to be determined. It was interesting there, Tessa, listening to Kristen Carr talking about work on. She talked about switching and spacing, you know, very, very minor sort of technical basketball elements, but on the whole, they're looking very strong, and it wouldn't shock me if they went back to back.
No, definitely. And they kind of did this last season too. They just peaked at the right time and things started clicking, and I think that's what's happening with them again this year. So they could really come in and as you said, get that repeat.
Well, it was a needed performance from them. Of course, they did lose last week, 85-68 to the Phi, but had a win prior to that over the Pouākai. It's a clean sweep of the Pouākai in Tauihi for the Tokomanawa Queens. Great to see the future generations of basketball in this country getting a chance to meet their heroes. As we say farewell for the final time here from Cowles Stadium in Christchurch. Been a pleasure, Tessa.
It's been an absolute pleasure.
We'll see you in due course. Plenty more basketball to come here on Sky Sport. GJ Gardner Homes Aotearoa action tomorrow, and the final four. Put it down in your calendar. Can't wait. In Porirua, September 9 and 10 next Saturday and Sunday. See you later.
Peace out.